Let me say before I start this, that Donald Trump is a criminal. Alex Jones is a criminal. That these are people who play upon some of the dumbest, some of the most uneducated, and some of the most reactionary members of the far right, of the right, period. I would even go further than the right because there's a lot of people in the New Age movement that kind of went on with Trump with the QAnon thing, so I add them too. If Donald Trump goes to jail for the stuff that's happened recently as far as the top secret documents of his property, or if he goes to jail in Georgia for this phone call with the Attorney General in Georgia. If Alex Jones goes to jail or loses InfoWars because of this lawsuit, the Newtown people, the parents, I'm not gonna look at either one of these cases as like justice, like in the end justice prevails and the police are marching. Like I won't look at that like that. I will forever see the Trump, Alex Jones, Roger Stone, Michael Cohen. Like I will forever look at this whole sordid segment of American history where these monsters were able to capture power, political power, as well as attention. I will forever look at it as they had poor and ineffectual counsel, as well as that the things they had planned just didn't work. I'm reading now about right-wing movements, that right-wing movements generally have, they have to it isn't just about brown shirt stuff. It has to move to like something else. Like I think that the Irish, they had the blue shirt stuff back in the day, and it never moved to that period. That's what Trump really was. He never really got anywhere. He filled a cabinet. He filled his positions full of generals, and they turned on him at the end. William Barr turned on him at the end. What's the guy name? I spoke about him in another video. He was the defense secretary, Mike Esper. He turned on him at the end. I will forever see that as this, that these people could have had a chance. I mean, I was worried. My biggest fear with Trump, and I still feel this way, is that Trump would be able to, in time, create a sort of a brown shirt, the military, as well as in wider society, and that there would be a long march on the institutions. Not just the Supreme Court, but just administrative bodies, law enforcement bodies, legal bodies in America. That didn't really happen. And after the institutions, they held themselves. They held up. But then I read last night about people in the Secret Service saying to tell the agents to erase their phones. So they knew that something was going on, that Trump was going to be prosecuted, there was going to be a prosecution, and they told them to destroy evidence. That's a crime. That's a crime. So that makes me fear that maybe Trump did make an impact there, but overwhelmingly, I think he didn't. And I think that the people that you see at the hearings and all this stuff, these are people who work for the government, who are not crazy right-wing ideologues, and they're doing what they gotta do to their job. Like I drive a truck. That's my job. If my company did something bad, I would tell the government. I wouldn't go to jail for my company. I like my job, but I would not let my job put me in prison. And that's what you're seeing. That's where the evidence, that's where everything's coming from, is simply people who are not willing to go to jail for blatant crimes. And we're in an era now where literally the Republican Party is defending crimes. So my fear, and so my point is, much of what Trump wanted, there's a desire out here for it, but people told on him, and he wasn't able to do these things. I think about the beer push. Hitler's first try at the Nazi Party. It didn't work. He thought the Berlin police were gonna, basically fall in with them, and didn't have they fired on the people. That's my feeling about Trump. I don't know if he's prosecuted, but if he ever is, if basically if something happens in the next couple of weeks or the next month or next year or so, that a bunch of people on the right go to jail, my feeling will always be it's because the establishment had to make an example out of them. That they've crossed too many pathways. They've done too much as far as stepping on toes. It's basically like Madison Cawthorn, Republican Party, talking about all the things he said about gay people and about the left, but he's talking about cocaine orgies from the Republican Party, and suddenly he's lost the trust of certain people. I just, like I said, that is not justice. Clearly not justice at all. And it shouldn't be seen as such. It should be seen that they crossed the bridge too far. Thanks for listening.